Hi, my name is Christopher Merity. I'm an audio engineer, and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about setting up the mic for live performances. First, you'll get your mic, and you'll have it positioned on the stage wherever the artist wants it. Make sure it's far enough away from your monitor so you don't have any signal mess ups where it gives that loud humming sound where it hurts your ear. Then you'll run your XLR cables from your mic into your audio interface. And once you get it in your interface, you'll have somebody, singing or doing something like a mic check to see what would be the loudest parts. And then you will set your gain so it would not peak. And once that is done now, most artists nowadays they have like pedals and different things that run into the mics too to help with their vocal performance. So you would set that up for them, and most of the time they'll have a card saying when they want certain things played. So it's always good to have a good knowledge on different things that help the performance, just in case you have an artist that uses that. And then it's time for the show. And once the show is done, we would just cut off everything, unplug our XLR cables, pack up our mics, and move to the next.
My name is Giovanni Casanova. I'm in a band called Second Death. We go on tour, usually across America. The farthest I've done was Canada, but we played a wide variety of venues to where, I mean, they can be house shows or they can be big venues where, not like huge bands played, but like, auditoriums basically kind of sized. But as far as live sound goes for drums, it can get kind of technical because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm about to give you all that stuff plus a little extra of what I usually do to my kick drum called triggers. But first of all, what I do is when we mic our kit, of course we mic the toms. Usually for like small shows, it'll just be the kick drum and maybe the snare. But the bigger venues, like the bigger you get in venues, the kind of more that they require, so the drums don't get drowned out by all the guitars and the vocals and the backing tracks. But basically it's like you have your kick drum, you have your snare mic, the kick drum mic, you have the snare mic, you have the tom mics and everything like that. And usually for the bigger venues, they call these overhead mics, which capture the sounds of the cymbals. They usually mic the hi-hats kind of by themselves as well. But what they do is they're connected by the XLR cable, I believe. They all go to basically the main mixer. The front of house is what they would call it. And then the front of house puts those through the PA system so, everybody can hear it and everything like that. Basically, this is going to be a miniature version of it, but this is what I use for myself as a mixer for my triggers. And how this works is, I run backing tracks. So what that means is like on my phone, I have basically an audio of a pan from one side of what like a guitar is going to be playing, because we're kind of down a guitar player, so we kind of have like that already recorded when all we do is just put it through the PA system. And then I have my click track pan to the left side, so that just keeps me on time. Nobody else hears that. We don't put that through the PA. That goes to both of my ears according with the setup that I have. So when we're running our live sound, it's we have everything mic'd up. I have this thing, the trigger module that I was going to tell you about. This is called the Roland RT30K, and it hooks up to a TM2, which will be this thing. But this hooks up to your kick drum. And what it does is this little thing right here, if you can see that, this basically is a little cushion that hooks up. It pinches in with the kick drum, You clamp it on. This is touching the head, and this is going to feel the vibrations of the head. So every time I hit my kick drum, it triggers a sound. It's like a real, but it's like fake at the same time is what it is. So it's like whenever we're playing at fast speeds, you know, usually at fast speeds, you kind of lose like the hard hit of it. Like the faster you go, you're going to have to play softer. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the faster we go, and the reason why we got this is the faster you go, it doesn't do anything. It's basically, if I tap it, it's going to send a sound. If I hit it hard, it's going to send the same exact sound. So when I'm doing very fast, you know, 30-second notes on my kick drum, it picks up every note and it sends it out at the same volume, no matter if I hit it soft or if I hit it light. So I'm still playing it, but I might be playing a little soft, but this helps kind of keep everything up to volume, if you want to say. So I hook this up to my kick drum. This hooks up to my Roland TM2. My Roland TM2 hooks up to my mixer. And usually I put it on channel mic 2. And basically I can control the treble. I can control my mids, or not the treble, excuse me, my highs, my mids, and my lows. And then I could pan it to which way, like if I only wanted to hear it or if, you know, I wanted the crowd to hear it. But I kind of do it both because I plug in my headphones. And usually, you know, I like to hear what I'm playing. So there's the one down thing about wearing headphones and wearing in-ears is sometimes you can't hear what you're playing because either it's too loud in your ears or it's too loud out there and it can't get loud in your ears at all, so you can't even barely keep track because, you know, you're constantly hearing that metronome. But yeah, the triggers go in there. You can control that. When I have my headphone splitter, because I plug up my phone usually, so I have this one, the how you call it, line 3. I can control all the basically just the metronome in my ear and how loud I want that to be. And of course, it doesn't go out to the crowd because then that'll be awkward. And then line basically 4, but 5 and 6, that's the backing track switch. Once again, I control my highs, I can control my mids, and I can control my lows. And usually for like venues that are like house shows and they don't have really good PA systems that can't produce a lot of bass, we just kind of just roll back the bass on that and we kind of just throw mids and highs in there just a little bit. And then I can control the volume from here. But since I'm sending all of this as well, how you call it, through an XLR, and I forgot what it was, but it was this adapter piece that we send it to the front of house, but he can also adjust things on his own. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. It seems like a lot, but once you get it down like 3 or 4 times of hooking this thing up, it's easy. To me, I find it very worth it. It keeps us very in line, very in sync. You know, we perform really well with it. I used to play drums without having a metronome in my ear, and I didn't know how bad I was speeding these songs up. And it just makes the whole live performance good. If you want to, you know, that's about it.